Hello. Who is here with me today? Maybe Lee, maybe Steve. I'd like to see who's here today with me. So let me know. Hope you are doing well, whoever is here. Nancy, good. I thought you might be out there. Michael, good morning. All right. How's everyone doing? Lynn, good morning. Here we are. This is the last week of the session. I teach in 8 weeks on, 1 week off. Next week is the off week for me. So this is the last week of this session, the week before, or a few days before the weekend, right? All right. So does anybody have anything they'd like to ask or say before I go back to my post? I definitely have something planned for us for today as the last class of this session. It's interesting, but mentally I need this. I need to have this where I have that 1 week break where I can not plan anything. I don't have to show up at a certain time because I'm so, I do it throughout the year and I really plan my life around that. For a long time now, I've done that. So this is good for me to have that week off, hopefully for you too. But on my channel, there are a lot of recorded classes. And it really is important that we strengthen our body for the rest of our lives. So no breaks, really, is what I say. Okay, I'm going to go back here. So if there is anything, I'll see it at the end. Because I'd like to say that from here. Let me move that like that. All right. So we're not getting any younger. And we need to do something always, every day. It's great when we can be guided. It's great to be together because then we can stay safe and do a lot of great work to strengthen our body and our mind. For today's practice, I would like to really use a strap quite a bit today because we can actually push out and create tension when we use a strap. And the word stress can, quite often is thought of as in a negative way. But what that word means is that you come up to a place, you stress the situation, you push your limits, so to speak. And then if it's appropriate and you go a little far, you'll build strength or resiliency or something good can come out of that. If you go too far, then you get injured. So if you go just to the right place, you build strength. And if you go too far, you can get injured. And so we are going to do our best, as always, we always should. And when we use a strap, we can push into the strap, which activates some different muscles that we don't always do or always utilize. And these muscles are structural or stabilizing muscles. So a lot of the supportive aspects of our body. So I'd love for you to have a strap today if you have one. And if you do have one and you have the ability to make it into a loop, please do so now. And then if you don't have a strap, getting something where that you could tie a belt or a robe strap or something, because it's really nice when we get that resistance. And I'd love to work with resistance today because that can help to build some muscles. You're also going to need a block for the practice today. So get a block. And then we always need our blanket and use our blanket. So go ahead and get a blanket. And I'd like to begin with the blanket, using it as a way to stretch our chest. So get your blanket pretty big and roll your blanket up. Now, if you're nursing an injury or this isn't appropriate for you to come into a supported spinal extension, then put the blanket on the ground. But if you could roll your blanket up, this is a nice way to elevate your body away from the ground so that there's more gravitational force when the arms are out to the side. And this helps to stretch this upper part of our body and helps to correct posture, which is very, very important to do as we're aging. And then because we do whatever we do all day long, we really need to take that out of our body. Whatever we're doing, we need to take out of our body. So go ahead and put your towel or a blanket or whatever it is you have on the ground. Make sure your props are handy, and then come to the side. Bring yourself down onto your blanket. Keep your eyes closed so you can feel your way safely into what's appropriate for you, and let your nervous system feel safe in doing so. So that's the reason for the opened eyes at first. Moving your blanket in whatever way you'd like. Move your props so that they're not near you, because you'd like your arms to be able to be moving here at the side of the body. The arms are moving to the side are gonna help to deepen the stretch. And then if you'd like, you could close your eyes, closing your eyes and then moving your arms around, just exploring the sensation of stretch in the shoulders and in the chest. And moving your arms around, almost like you're swimming. Keep the palms up towards the sky. Explore, arrive, let this ease into your body. Then bring your arms to rest beside you, either straight, bent arms, whatever is appropriate for you. Let your feet be a little bit wider than your body. Let your knees fall in towards each other. And then bring your awareness to your neck, to your upper back, and notice where you feel sensations, tension, stretching, noticing what you notice. Push your arms into the ground, push your chest up towards the sky, and see if you notice that going anywhere else in your body, maybe by the pelvis, by the core. Then let your body rest. Bring your awareness to your head and neck, and do some gentle side to side movements. You are elevated in a blanket, so pay attention here. Go slow. As the head moves down, it's a deeper stretch, so the eyes are closed. Be in your head and neck. You can move with breath, exhaling into the stretch and inhaling to come back up to center. And then bring yourself to a position where you can rest. The eyes are closed. And take a little time to explore your body, letting your mind move up and down the body, noticing what you notice along the way. Keep your mouth closed, breathe in and out through your nose. Notice if your mind wanders. Stay connected to your breath. Notice where the breath goes when you're breathing in your chest. So as if you were a witness to yourself, noticing the breath. Where does it go? If you'd like to straighten your legs, you could explore that after being here for a little while. If you'd like to go a little higher with your arms, moving into a position where you feel more stretch. Now that your body has become accustomed to where you are and you had some lengthening coming into your body, let's do a little more challenge. Let's go to another edge where you feel tension. So bringing stress, using stress as our friend, using stress to get some increased range of motion in your joints, in your muscles, in your body. So moving to where you feel a pretty strong stretch, appropriate to you. Push your heart up towards the sky, push your belly towards your spine. Close your mouth. Notice where the breath goes in your torso when you breathe in and out. Bring your awareness to your heels. Press your heels into the floor or your feet if your knees are bent. Notice what that does to your body as you push. Where do you feel the resistance? What do you feel in your body? And then soften. Pushing a little stronger now, going slow with your push to see if you feel it all the way up to your belly and your low back. Push your heels into the floor if the legs are straight. Push your feet into the floor if the knees are bent. See if you could feel that translating all the way up to your low back. Do that a couple more times. And then relax. Bring your awareness to your arms. Press the back of the hands and the arms into the floor slowly. Feel the tension going all the way up to the shoulder blades. And then see if you feel it down in your spine near your belly. Maybe you do, maybe you don't. Just notice. Notice your body and how it moves. Notice how pushing in one place actually translates to many parts of your body. Because everything is connected. Press both hands pretty strongly. And then release. Let everything soften. Bring your awareness to the back of your head. Slowly start to press the back of the head into your blanket and notice where that goes in your body. Notice where you feel the muscular reaction to you pressing into your blanket. and then release. Let everything soften. These next few breaths, we're going to inhale, and on the exhale, you're going to press your heels or your feet, your arms, and your head into the ground. And see what you could feel in your body with your eyes closed. How much of you do you feel tensing up or reacting to you pushing against the floor? Inhale. Exhale, push your feet or your heels, your hands, and your head. As you inhale, release. Feel the release coming into every part of you. Exhale, create that tension. Inhale to release. Exhale, create that tension. Inhale, release. As you create the tension, pressing the belly button towards the spine as you exhale. And inhale to release. One more time, push the feet or the heels, the arms and the head. On the exhale, push the belly button to the spine, activating your core to support the lumbar spine. And then release. Let everything go. A couple breaths here through the nose. And then move to a fully stretched position if that feels good for you. Arms overhead, legs are straight. And then go ahead and bend your knees. Bring yourself onto your side, stay here. Then take your hand on the ground. Using your hand and your elbow, you're going to push yourself up to seated. So all day long, we have activities that we participate in, and we need to take that out of our body, because if we don't take that forward movement out of our body, then eventually we have hardening inside our body in response to that, and we end up coming into a poor postural position. And that can lead to a lot of pain and discomfort further on down the road when you start to become more of a hunchback and you start to get sticky in your joints. So what we're doing now is taking yesterday out of the body and hopefully learning some things so that you do this often without me, without being guided, and think about doing something every day to take yesterday physically out of your body. And of course, mentally and emotionally with breath work, with meditation, with positive mindset. So let's get the blanket, open the blanket. Take your blanket onto the middle of the mat. I'd like to stretch the spine here and do a little bit to move the joints. Since we lengthened everything and created so much tension in the body, this is also going to stretch the front part of the body. Take your hands forward. Your knees are on your blanket. You can move around in your hips and your shoulders to bring in some fluidity to the body, or turn this into a big circle where you move back to the side, forward and to the side, whatever it is that's appropriate for you. In one direction and then in the other. Close your eyes, rolling around your joints. See how that feels. Keep the front of your spine open, head is lifted. And then bring yourself back to neutral. You're going to push yourself back so you bend your hip deeply. Bring your forehead to the ground or towards the ground. And then bring yourself up. Inhale here. Exhale to bend the hips. Inhale to rise. Spread your hands and press your hands into the floor firmly as you exhale to bend back. Push your belly button to your spine, bend your hips. Inhale to come up and exhale to bend back. Maybe you feel a big stretch underneath your armpits here and your chest, stretching more of the chest muscles with gravity this time. And then bring yourself up. Let's take the hands forward And then I'm going to do the right hand, so I'll describe it as the right hand. If you could do the same with me, that'll make it a little easier. So you're going to push your body back, so you're bending your hip. You're not really weight bearing in your right hand or your left hand. Your left hand is forward. Your right palm faces up towards you. You're going to slide the right hand underneath. Bring your head onto the ground. Make sure your hips are bent pretty deep here. And then push your right hand into the floor. Come onto your left fingertips. Trying to stretch the upper back here. Rotating the upper body. Try to keep a pretty deep bend in the hip joint here. Heart is forward. You're rotating that upper spine. Push the arm into the ground. Take one more breath. And then bring yourself out. This is called threading the needle. We're stretching the upper back. We're stretching where the shoulder blade is on the spine. So the right hand is forward. You really want to make sure you're bending. That's an important part of this. You don't want to try this up here and you put your hand under because you're not going to be able to get your head down. So if putting your head down is uncomfortable, you could be up here and you can put your arm under, but make sure that you're protecting your head here. So this will also yield a pretty good stretch in the upper back, but it could also affect the low back. So see what's best for you. Taking the hand in front of you. So the right hand is in front of me, left palm up, sliding that left palm underneath the right armpit, bringing the head down onto the ground, pushing away from the ground with the right hand, pushing the left hand into the ground, really trying to rotate that upper back, stretching the upper back. Breathe to where you feel the tension. Take one more breath. And then bring yourself up. Bring yourself all the way out. And shake your hands. Let's take the strap. So we're going to take the strap. You're going to make a loop in the strap. Or if you don't have a strap, you could use a belt or something, or even pulling like this on a strap if you're not able to loop it. Looping it gives us a little bit more force, but it's also great if you don't do that. Either sit up here or come down onto your tushy sitting on a block. So you're supporting yourself in the hero's pose. So choose what's appropriate for you. Sorry. All right. So get your strap and then take your strap in your arms. Bring your shoulders forward, up, back, and down. Slide the shoulder blades towards each other. Feel the shoulder blades towards each other. Take your hands in your strap. Exhale. Inhale to raise the arms, pushing out on the strap as high as you can. Exhale to lower. Inhale. Exhale. Go slow here. Push your heart forward. Inhale. Last one, you're going to come up and stay up. Pushing out of the strap, try to keep your elbows straight if you can. Push your heart forward. Keep your head active. Pushing your arms up. Push out on the strap. Shoulders away from the ears. Take one more breath. And then bring your arms down. Bring your hands to rest. Bring your shoulders forward, up, back, and down. Bring your shoulders down. Let's stretch the neck. Inhale, let your ear go straight up towards the sky, and then back to center. Inhale up towards the sky, back to center. Up towards the sky, back to center. Bring yourself back to center, rotating the head side to side. Bringing yourself back to center. Teeth are together, inhale, and then exhale, chin to chest. Inhale, chin up. Chin to chest. Chin up. And then bringing yourself back up to center. Take the strap off to the side. The block off to the side. So we're going to come in onto all fours and do spinal balance. This is good for strengthening the wrists. It's also good for strengthening the back, strengthening the glutes, the back of the body, and pushing up against gravity. So if your wrists have issues and you need to roll up the front of your mat for your wrists, you could do that. Take your hands on the floor and then slide the left leg back and the right hand forward. Keep your head active. So the nose is either straight down or slightly forward. Exhale. Push your left fingertips into the ground and inhale to rise. Exhale to lower. Inhale. Exhale. See if you could feel the heat generating at the back of the leg, maybe at the glute, maybe the upper back on the right side. Last one, you're going to lift and hold. Turn the palm inward, thumb up. Lift your arm long and high, leg long and high. Push the left fingers into the ground. Stabilizing muscles have to work hard to hold your trunk in this position. Take one more breath and then bring yourself down. You're challenging your structural and postural muscles, stressing them out so they get stronger for you. Slide your right leg back, your left hand forward. Push your right hand into the ground. Exhale. Inhale to lift. Exhale to lower. Feel that heat. On the next one, stay here. Turn the palm in, thumb up towards the sky. Reach long. Take one more breath. And then bring yourself down. All the way out. Shake your wrists. Doing whatever is appropriate for you, because your stress point may be at 3 movements. Or for others, it may be at 5 or at 8, whatever it is. That spinal balance exercise has a lot of tremendous benefit in working the stabilizing muscles of the trunk and keeping you strong in the back of the body. So let your breath calibrate here. So if you could sit on your heels, sit on your heels. If you need to be up on your shins, be up on your shins. Close your eyes. Bring your awareness to your heart. Keep your mouth closed. Breathe in and out through your nose. When we do the stronger postures that increase the heart rate, take your time to allow the heart rate to go back. And then open your eyes. So moving on, let's take the blanket and fold the blanket in two. Put the blanket up at the top of the mat. For those of you that still have bendable knees and bendable feet like this, come up and balance on your feet. So come up and balance on your feet. If this is pretty challenging, you could take your hands, pushing your hands together at your chest. That'll give you a little bit more structure and alignment and postural support in your spine. And then notice your feet, notice your ankles, notice that dance and the movement. Trying to figure out, where are you? And then dismount gracefully. And let's come on to the blanket. Get your strap and your block. Sitting on your blanket, grab a hunk of flesh and move a hunk of flesh back so that you would really expose your pelvic bones. And then take your block and bring your block somewhere between your legs. Maybe a little lower is better. And right on the calf somewhere. And then take your strap and move your loop all the way to the end. And it's okay here if you lasso your feet. I don't usually allow lassoing. I want everyone to bend as much as they can when they are trying to get their feet. But in this case, I don't want you to round your spine, especially if you have osteoporosis. You want to really maintain that integrity in the front of the spine. So put the strap around your feet. Wrap your hands around the strap, pushing out in the strap. The soles of the feet are away from you. Holding onto your strap, elbows are at the side of your body. So make sure your elbows are not forward. Try to have your elbows beside your body. And you know, most of the straps are about 6 feet long. So see if you might be at the ends of your strap. I have a 10-foot strap here. Soles of the feet are facing away from you, and you're pushing your pinky toe edges into the strap, and you're squeezing the block at the same time. Pull the strap, and when you pull the strap, you could get a little taller and you could lift your heart more. So without pulling the strap, there might be more of a caving at the chest. And then when you pull the strap, you're able to lift your heart a little more here. So elbows are in at the side, pulling the strap, nice tall spine, rooting out of your pelvis, nice and tall in your body. Squeeze that block. Deep breaths. Pull the strap a lot. Pull the strap so the shoulder blades go towards each other, and you can lift longer in your spine. Lift your heart up. Take one more breath. And then slowly release. Release the blocks. Bring the block all the way in front of you and take your legs pretty wide. Use that block in to make sure that you stay elevated. For those that have a little bit more range of motion in their hips, and you can come forward bending at your hip joint, not at your spine. So getting down is not about rounding the spine, it's about bending the hips forward for those that can. And then bring yourself up. You're still on the edge of your blanket, and if you need to readjust, moving the flesh away, the big glute muscles away. We're gonna do a twist here, a seated twist. This is good for strengthening the spine, creating vertebral bone building stimulation. It's also core exercise because it uses the core muscles to rotate the trunk. Many of the sports and the activities we do in our lives involve rotation, so having a strong support here and having that strong rotational support really important. So I'm going to go to the left side. I'll teach this from the left. That way it's easier to follow along. So take the left foot, bend the left foot, straighten the right leg. Right leg is straight and your toes are active. So you're not letting that foot just hang out to the side. That's a pretty active foot. The left leg is pressing into the ground. Then you hold on to the left leg. If you have any stuff here, so if you did have a little extra stored energy in the belly area, you could move it off to the side, move it off to the left because that's the area we're going to rotate in. But actually compressing the leg up against the lower abdominal area actually supports digestion and then other aspects of gut and the organs of digestion. So pancreas would be more on this side. Compressing the organs is going to squeeze out what's in them. If you had a sponge full of water and you squeezed it, it goes dry and then it absorbs again. So squeezing out the kind of like a little cleansing type movement. Take your hands on your left leg, get tall in your spine, be really tall here. And then use the right hand to hold onto the left leg as if you were dancing with it. So you have a nice upper carriage here. The top of the right shoulder and chest is lifted. Take your hand on the ground or on the block behind you. Push into the block or the ground to get as tall as you can. Right foot is active, left foot is pushing into the ground. That'll give you even more lift. So you don't want to be slouching here. You want to be nice and tall. Exhale. Inhale, let your lower ribs move to the left, your middle ribs, and then your upper ribs. Lower your shoulders, slide the shoulder blades towards each other. Push the heart forward. Take 5 breaths here if you can. Nice and deep. And when you're finished, you slowly unwind, not collapsing, unwinding with length. We're going to switch sides. You're going to take the left leg long, the right leg bent, and the block is over towards the right. Draw the leg in pretty deep so you feel pressing against the belly. Hold on to take slouch or forward movement out of your body to sit nice and tall. Take the left hand to hold on to that right leg. Real strong action here in that left arm. Take your right hand on the ground behind you, pushing down with your left leg, pushing down with your right leg, holding onto that right leg. Exhale, and then inhale. Lower ribs, middle ribs, and upper ribs rotate. And then take 5 breaths here. Lower your shoulders, slide the shoulder blades towards each other, lift your heart. On your last breath, you exhale to unwind. You bring yourself forward. Take the legs straight, shake the legs. And then bend the feet. Let the soles of the feet touch. You're at the front edge of your blanket, holding on to your lower legs. Let your body move forward, not in a round way, in a straight spine or neutral spine way. Trying to let the low belly come closer to the top thighs. Feel that stretch on the inner thighs. Take one more breath. And then bring yourself up and out. Checking in with your body to see how you're feeling. The twists do a lot for the core and also for the back as well. So see if you can feel that that's been happening for your body. So we're going to come down onto the ground. Let's take the blanket up to the top of the mat. Have your block and your strap handy. Come on to your side and then reach long. Bring yourself all the way down. So your props are to the side, you're down onto the ground. Put your hands on your belly, feet are wider than your body. Let your feet fall in towards each other. Bring your awareness inside, feeling your body, noticing what you notice. And open your eyes. Take your feet as wide as your mat. You could put your hands where you'd like. You could put your hands along the side of your body, or they could be a little lower, whatever you'd like. Start to move your knees side to side, keeping your tushy on the ground at first. Close your eyes. So keep the tushy on the ground and maybe even keep the soles of the feet on the ground as you go side to side. And start to let yourself go a little bigger here. Going side to side. Let your head go the opposite direction of your legs. If you want to use the breath, you inhale to come back to center, exhale to relax into the stretch. And then switch the breath. Inhale to move to the sides and lengthen. Exhale, contract the core to come back to center. See what works better for your body. And then bring yourself back up to center. Take your feet all the way off the mat. Exhale. Inhale your legs to the left, your head to the right. Exhale, contract your core, firm up your belly, come back to center. Inhale, lengthen the legs to the right, the head to the left. Exhale, back to center. Inhale to lengthen. Exhale, back to center. And then the next time your legs go to the left, stay there. Legs are to the left, head is to the right. Take the right hand, reach the right hand away from you. Reach through the heel of the right hand, push the right hip up towards the sky. Really stretch the right side of your body. Feel that deep stretch and then breathe to the right side. Take one more breath. And then bring yourself back to center. Let's go to the other side. Inhale, let your legs go to the right. Head goes to the left. Reach the left hand away from you. Flex the wrist. Take an exhale. And then inhale to lengthen. The knee moves away from you. The hip moves up towards the sky. You stretch the arm long and then breathe to your left side. Take one more breath. Bringing yourself back to center. Let's draw the knees towards each other and then one at a time in to your chest. Rocking side to side. Feel the top of your pelvis rocking across the floor. And then bring your feet onto the ground. So I'm going to do a little bit for the back of the body, moving the spine, strengthening the body. Take your hands on your mat. So if you're on a mat, take your hands on the mat. Lift your rib cage away from the mat for a second when you hold on. So the lower arms and the elbows press in and you can lift your rib cage up and away. And then lift your pelvis up and put your tailbone down onto the mat. Pull down slowly with your hands on your mat. And it actually helps to move the spine and add a little bit of stretch into the spine. And then slowly let go of that tension. Let your body go back to where it would go. There's a lengthening action that happens here. Pull down on the strap or pull down on the mat. Close your eyes, feel the lengthening of your spine. It's actually tilting the pelvis back, posterior tilt, little stretch for that low back. And then release, going back to neutral. Again, one more, pull down with the strap, with the mat. Pulling down with the mat. And then release. Take your feet away from you. So they're pretty far away from you. And then you're gonna dig your heels into the floor and toes are up towards the sky. So pull your toes towards you pretty strongly. It's gonna activate the shins. Then you want your pelvis to tilt backwards so that your low back presses into the ground. So the pelvis is tilted back, the low back is pressing into the ground, the belly hollows out, arms are down alongside your body. Exhale. Inhale. And as you exhale, push your feet into the floor, lift your tushy away. It'll barely go away. And then inhale to lower. Go slow. You may get cramps for some of you. So lift as you exhale. Inhale to lower. Active toes, active heels, active legs. Lift and lower. Close your eyes. Feel your body. Feel the glutes, feel the hamstrings. You're not really lifting your back away from the ground. You're lifting your tushy away from the ground. You lift your low back and your tushy away, but the rib cage stays on the floor. On your next one, come up and stay up. Toes are towards you, heels are digging in, pelvis is tilted back, tushy is lifting away from the floor, or at least the tension is out of the tushy pressing into the ground. Dig your heels in, and then go ahead and slowly lower down, all the way down. Take your legs straight for a second, lengthening the muscles. And then bend your knees. Get your strap. Get to the loop of the strap. And bring your loop to about maybe 12 inches, 15 inches. And then even a little farther. And then draw your knees in one at a time. Bring your feet in the strap. It's easier to adjust the strap when it's on you. So what I'd like you to do here is take the strap and tighten it so that when you push out on the strap, let your legs be in the air. When you push out on the strap, you have about maybe a fist between your legs. So not too far, not too much. You don't want to be wider than your body. Your strap is on the upper thighs, and then bend your knees, put your feet onto the ground. So we're going to do a little bridge movement here, and we are going to lift our body off, and this time the rib cage is going to come off. You're trying to do a back bend in your spine. You're not trying to come into a flat version. You want to really bend your spine as much as possible. With the strap, you're going to get a little bit higher. So we definitely do not want anything underneath our head for this. Take the blanket away from the back of the head. Take your body side to side so that you make yourself narrow across the top. Arms could be straight or arms could be bent. Toes are pointing forward. Push out on the strap a couple of times. Make sure you have that tension and feel those lateral chain muscles activate. Lift your head up, nice long neck. Chin is towards your chest. Exhale. Tilt your pelvis back, flatten your low back into the ground, squeeze your tushy, push out on your strap. Inhale, peel your spine up one vertebra at a time. Feel it happen, close your eyes. All the way up to your upper back. Exhale, place one vertebra at a time down onto the ground, slowly. Inhale up. Exhale down. Go slow. Undulate your spine. Push out on the strap. Push into the floor. Feel your spine moving through extension and then back to neutral as you place it down onto the ground. Notice what you're noticing. Do both sides feel the same? Is it an even movement pattern? On the next one, come up and stay up for a few breaths. Pushing out in your strap, lengthening your knees away from you, being really long and stretched in the front of your body. And on your next exhale, Bring your spine down onto the ground. Lift your heels up at the end. Let your low back touch. Bring the blanket back behind your head. Keep the strap there. Draw your knees into your chest and rock side to side. So now we're going to take the strap and, well, first of all, bring your feet down. Take your hands on your belly. Take a rest. Close your eyes. Go inside your body, noticing what you notice in your spine. And then let's do a little wider leg now. So going into different parts of the hips, different aspects of the glute muscles, different aspects of the hips in a wider stance this time, using muscles in a different way to push away from the floor and elevate the pelvis. So come with your strap to a pretty wide opening so that maybe your feet are either at the edges of your mat or pretty close to that. So you have a pretty wide foot stance. Toes are forward. And then when you're in here, do a little rocking with your pelvis. See if you can rock your pelvis, rocking across the sacrum and all the way to the tailbone, trying to flatten the low back. See what that feels like for your body. Pushing out in the strap. This will help with stability and some structurally as you start to add a little challenge to the muscles. It's actually pretty therapeutic. It feels pretty great, I think. And then bring yourself to a neutral position. So we're going to lift ourselves up off the floor like this. You might not get as high. Walking your feet a little closer, you get a little higher if that's what you want or need for your body. When the legs are closer to you, you're going to get a higher lift and more movement in the spine. When the legs are farther away, you're going to get less movement and more lower leg and low glute work. So you decide what's appropriate for your body, knowing where your issues are. Definitely real supportive here for back health, for hip health, for knee health. Let's take the blanket away from the back of the head. Lengthen the back of your neck. Make sure that you roll side to side so that your shoulder blades go towards the center for support. Arms could be straight or elbows could be bent. You decide. Then you're going to tilt your pelvis back so your low back flattens. Push your feet into the floor, exhale, and then inhale to push away from the ground, lifting yourself up away from the ground as high as you want to. Exhale to lower. Feel the undulation of your spine. Feel the movement of one vertebra, then the next, the next, the next, the next. Close your eyes, feel what you're doing. Stop when you need to. Keep going if it feels appropriate. The next one you do, come up and hold for 5 breaths. When you finish that last breath, you bring yourself all the way down. You bring the blanket back under your head. You can let your knees fall in towards each other, hands on the belly. Close your eyes, be in your body, feel and notice what you notice. And then open your eyes. Keeping the strap in the legs, tighten the strap so that it's on the upper thigh. There's not too much space between your legs here. You're kind of in a neutral legs coming straight off the body position. Take your hands behind your head, clasp your hands behind your head, elbows are out to the side, really wide. Use the hands to support the head, add length to the neck, elbows are out to the side. Push out on the strap, toes are forward. Inhale. As you exhale, tilt your pelvis back, flatten your low back into the floor, point your tailbone up towards the wall behind you or the wall in front of you. Inhale back to neutral. Exhale, flatten the low back into the floor. Inhale back to neutral. We're going to lift up the upper body. Exhale to lift. Inhale to lower. Exhale to lift. Keep your elbows out, nose up towards the sky. Inhale, lower. Last one, you're going to come up and stay up, pushing out on your strap, elbows out, low back flat. And then inhale to lower. Keep your elbows here. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale, push your right elbow into the floor, lift your left elbow up towards the right knee. Inhale to lower. Exhale to lift, right elbow over to left knee, flatten the left low back. Inhale to lower. Pushing out on the strap. Exhale to lift. Inhale, lower. Moving from side to side. Last movement. And then bring yourself down. Hands on the belly and rest. Let's do a lower back, core stabilizing muscle group movement. Bring your knees into your chest, take your block, put your block between your feet. So it's on the middle level and it's between your feet. Then you're going to bring your feet down onto the ground, close to your body. Tighten your strap. So your legs are hip distance, which means not outside hip, means coming straight off the body. Squeeze the block, pushing on your strap. Your feet are close to your body. Take your hands down alongside your body, lift your body, bring your shoulder blades back. You could actually double the blanket here. It makes it a little easier if you have the elevation of your upper body to help with this. So you can lift your head up. Come in with a neutral pelvis or a slightly tilted back pelvis, posterior tilt. Take an inhale. As you exhale, squeeze the block, push out on the strap, lift the block only about 1 inch off the floor, and then lower. Exhale to lift only an inch. Inhale to lower. Do a couple of these. Close your eyes. Feel the work. Stabilizers, pelvic stabilizers in action. Your next one, come up and hold if you can. And then go ahead and lower. Bring your knees in, take your strap off. That's a really challenging one and pretty important for trunk stability. Bring your knees into your chest. Rock yourself side to side. Bring yourself into a happy baby. Legs are wide, holding on behind the hamstrings, drawing the knees close to the armpits. If you're able to hold on to your toes by reaching up and they're already there because you're limber enough and you could bend your knees and hips enough to get them, go ahead and try that. Otherwise, holding on behind the shins, side to side. And the knees into chest. It's time to let all that was done today in the practice integrate into your body. Let your limbs be in the air, shake, shake, shake. Let everything settle. And come into Shavasana of your choice, fully outstretched position if you'd like, or legs at the wall, legs at the chair. Lower the blanket if it's too high. Do whatever you need to do to come into final rest.
Kariyam, kariyam, diname yakame, gobinde mukande, udare apare. Hariyam, kariyam, diname yakame, gobinde mukande, udare apare. Hariyam, kariyam, diname yakame, gobinde mukande, udare apare. Hariyam, kariyam, diname yakame.
Gently begin to deepen your breath. Start to wiggle your fingers and your toes, moving your ankles, your wrists, your arms, your legs, bending your knees and drawing your knees into your chest, rocking side to side. Onto your side, and then pushing yourself up to a seated position. Bringing your hands together. We're going to close with sound. Bringing your hands to your heart to your hands. Sit nice and tall, mouth is closed. Do a humming sound. Take a big exhale. Inhale. Checking in with your body, noticing what you notice. Bowing in gratitude. Namaste. So hopefully you feel strengthened, worked, stress in there to create more movement. So stressing the range of motion, stressing the muscular aspect, and staying within the perfect place for you so that you're able to go to that edge to build what you need to build, but not to go too far. So when we can practice with our eyes closed, develop that somatic awareness, that interoception, that's how you keep yourself safe. And that's how you take yesterday out of your body so that tomorrow and today, your body will be healthy and happy and pain-free, and that's our goal. That's my goal. That's your goal too. All right. I feel super relaxed, yet strong. Strong and calm is how I would say that. So I'd love to hear from some of you. Thank you, Michael. I will. Good, Nancy. That'll be great for your body, is all this. I will enjoy my week off. I don't know if I'm going to go anywhere, but I will enjoy it. All right. Thanks so much for joining me. I will see you all. Well, I'm here again tomorrow and then on Saturday, or I will see you when I see you. All right. Bye. Have a great day.